welcome, hockey fans, to the AAU. We are excited to be broadcasting live on the AAU Plus channel. Our two teams tonight faced each other once before, back on Halloween, October 31st. JCC came out on top that game, winning 3-2. So we'll see just how much practice, how much effort, how much time has been put on the ice since Halloween. About 10 seconds away from our introduction and starting lineups, I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, and I am tonight's public address announcer and proud to be your play-by-play broadcaster as well. Just waiting for the boys to clean up some pucks now. All right, now let's get this show on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, girls, boys, hockey fans of all ages and all genders, welcome to the Watertown Municipal Arena, home of your Jefferson Community College Cannoneers. We ask that both teams show their team and school spirit and please exhibit enthusiasm that is supportive and positive for players, coaches, and officials. Let the players play, the coaches coach, and let the officials officiate. Be loud, be proud, and most importantly, be respectful. Thank you in advance for making today's game awesome, and thank you for buying all the 50-50 raffle tickets you can possibly handle. In tonight's game, we have the visiting team wearing the black and red sweaters, the Thomas College Terriers, versus your home team in the white sweaters, your JCC Cannoneers. And here are tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Terriers of Thomas College. On defense, number 10, Hunter Coughlin. On defense, number 20, Colton Cosma. On offense, number 4, Lucas Martin. On offense, number 11, Devin Fay. On offense, number 26, Philip Nyberg. And in goal, number 29, Matt Dortona. And now, put your hands together and make some noise for your Jefferson Community College Cannoneers! Beginning on defense, number 6, Carson Banner. On defense, number 9, Cameron Weimar. On offense, number 13, Tyler Sovey. On offense, number 88, Drew Blevins. On offense, number 93, Dylan Johnson. And between the pipes tonight, protecting the net, number 1, Avery Zinger. The Thomas College Terriers are coached by head coach Joey Wazerkevich, and your Jefferson Community College Cannoneers led by head coach Michael Ledoux. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone who is able to please rise as we all stand together, united as one free country. Please remove your headgear, place your hand over your heart, and any active duty veteran or retired servicemen and servicewomen may salute as desired as we listen to the playing of our national anthem. Don't forget to buy your 50-50 raffle tickets. Last game, we almost had a $500 winner. We just didn't sell enough tickets. Rumor has it the team that you are rooting for, whatever team has purchased the most 50-50 raffle tickets, is the team likely to have a winner. So get your 50 raffles as often as you can. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's play some hockey! All right. So I think I got a little too loud at the end there, and my microphone cut off. So, all right, refs are ready. Boys line up for the face-off, and the face-off is won by JCC. They dump that puck all the way down into the corner. Drew Blevins going after it, sends this around, picked up on the far side by Philip Nyberg. Nyberg sends this up for Devin Fay, carries this all the way down into the offensive end, gets that shot off, save made by Avery Zenger. Terriers still with that puck in the zone. Fire that. That gets blocked. Blevins goes after it, grabs that at the hash mark, sends this up to the blue line. It comes back, bounces off of Blevins, carrying that puck. Shot taken by the Terriers. This one makes it out into the neutral zone, collected by Colton Cosma. D to D pass over to Hunter Coughlin. Coughlin skates this over, drops it off for Cosma. Cosma looking to get something started for JCC. Sends this up in the air for Coughlin, and Hunter skates this back behind into his trapezoid. Bounce pass up, almost gets stolen by Blevins. Enough of a deterrent, though, to come back, and is picked up by Carson Barrett. That puck gets dumped in by Tyler Sovey, and the offensive line goes off for their line change. Quinn Hawley picks this up on the far side, gets this into the neutral zone, dumped in by Owen Van Brocklin, or tried to, and that'll give us a face-off. He meant to put it into the Terriers' zone, and instead it went into the Terriers' bench. Close, but no cigar. Face-off at center ice now. Owen Bismarck squaring off against Caleb Micklin. Busy wins this faceoff, shovels it back for Nate Van Wee, and this gets tipped all the way back into the corner. Grabbed by Quinn Hawley, sends this behind the net onto the far side. Van Wee follows up for JCC, trying to dig that puck out, kicks it back into the corner where it's grabbed by Bismarck. He sends this around to the open corner for Owen Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin gets attacked by a Terrier. A vicious Terrier. Now here the race is on. Mason Savage going after it. Shot and a save. Loose puck covered up in the crease by Matt Dortona. Or it could be Diortona. I'm going to say Dortona, though, because it's easier. Bismarck ready for this face-off. Squaring up against Caleb Micklin again. Micklin wins this time. Ian McClatchy fires this all the way around. Hard to handle against the boards. Collected by Tyler Gay. Gay dumps this into the corner. Comes all the way around near side for Micklin. Micklin battling for it with Evan Sanford. Now Barrett has that puck. Sends this off the glass. Oh, gets deflected. Stays in the zone. There's a shot. Kick save by Zenger. At the point, not able to be held in by McClatchy. Taken away. JCC coming back. Bismarck not able to catch that pass in time. Holding that puck in the zone. Tanner Esposito, he fires this across. Top of the face-off circle, taken away by Brandon Bierce. Bierce puts this across the zone to Fischetto. Fischetto carries it in, fires it on net, and that gets cleared by the Sandman. There's a shot deflected off of Zenger into the netting, and that'll give us a face-off in the JCC zone. Lots of activity going on already. Puck going back and forth. A lot of energy out on the ice. Back in the trapezoid. Puck comes to the corner. Brandon Bierce trying to pick this up. Taken away by Colin Whitmore. Whitmore over the blue line into the O-zone. Drop pass intended for Charlie Gorman gets missed. Leaks its way out into the neutral zone. Passed up to Brandon Bierce. Bierce centering pass. Shot goes wide. Bierce chases after it. Picked up by Fischetto. Fischetto sends it back to the point for Coughlin. Coughlin fires that in. Another save by Zenger. Back up for Coughlin. Hard pass across. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was a hard pass from Cosmo to Coughlin. Coughlin missed it. That one held in by Nathan Myers. Turns this puck over, though, to Nate Van Wee. Van Wee carries this into the O-zone. Short pass to Esposito, but that doesn't matter because they were offsides. Face-off comes back to the Terriers' zone. Fired out by Colin Hines. Picked up by Micklin. He dumps this puck in. Barrett back to get it. Played on by Zenger. Goes into the trapezoid. Wow, Zenger almost made a beautiful centering pass for the Terriers. Loose puck in the corner. Sent back by Connor Lamb as he absorbs a nice check by Wyatt Belrose. Puck comes out into the neutral zone. McClatchy fires this over to Coughlin. Or Colin Hines, actually. Now collected by Nathan Myers. Myers sends this all the way back. Terriers trying to get reset. JCC on the attack. Not giving these Terriers any space or time. There's a nice stretch pass to Caleb Micklin. Centering pass is picked up by Owen Van Brocklin. Through the neutral zone, here's Bismarck. Owen to his left, to his right. Backhand shot, save made. Goes all the way across. Busy almost picked up that rebound on the other side. A lot of hard work by the Terriers getting that puck out, turned right back in by Evan Sanford. Leaks back out as Tyler Sovey tried to play that puck. Lucas Martin carries this in. That shot deflected into the corner. Ripped around by Weinbar. Fed up to Dylan Johnson. Johnson checked off that puck by Colton Cosma. Collected by Devin Fay. Fay sends this on the far side. And Weinbar with the big check grabs that puck. Shoots it on net. Save made by Dortona. Puck comes around on the near side. Passed up for Devin Fay. Fay tries firing this across. Blocked by Weinbar. Dumped back in by Philip Nyberg. And he's going to go sit down and get himself a drink of water. Drop pass by the Sandman. Fired up by Weinbar. And Drew Blevins misses that pass. Comes right back up at the center line. Nobody touched that one. Oh, no, waved off. No icing as Weinbar collects it in the trapezoid. Long backhand pass apparently to Colton Cosma. Cosma lets it go by, and Hunter Coughlin tries to get reset. That gets tipped by Johnson. At the blue line, still in now, carried out by Micklin. Here's Caleb in the offensive zone. Looking, Weinbar forces him into the corner. Pass comes back, picked up by Blevins. Blevins takes a knee, still swinging at that puck. turns around, gets up, and then turns around and clears it out. Quinn Hawkey picks it up, dumps that puck in deep. Weinbar not able to grab it, chases after it in the trapezoid. Tyler Gay pushes it to the corner, sent right back by the Sandman to Cameron Weinbar. Weinbar drifts back, fires this out into the neutral zone, touched by Mason Jeeves, but it goes right to Colin Hines. Hines has Jeeves all over him. Passes that puck out to Tyler Gay. Gay touches it up for Fischetto. Fischetto loses it. Followed up by Tyler Gay. Shot and a save. And Avery Zenger is going to hold on to that one for the faceoff to his left side. Just about 6.5 minutes gone so far in this first period here. We're still scoreless at the Watertown Municipal Arena in Watertown, New York. If you've heard rumors or stories about Watertown being cold and full of snow, just know there's a shot and a save. Those stories are true. It snows here, and it snows a lot. This puck cleared out into the neutral zone, pushed forward by Fischetto, turned back by JCC, played on by Dortona out to the center line, dumped back in by Aiden Van Wee, caught by by Hunter Coughlin. Wrong team. I crossed my eyes. Looked at the wrong roster. Brandon Bierce carries us into the O-zone. Winds up, shot, kick, save by Avery Zenger. Kicks this over to the side boards. Fischetto dumps this back in. Carson Barrett plays it back to Nate Van Wee. Nate, short pass forward for Mason Savage. Savage loses this, picked up by Barrett. Carson coming out into the neutral zone, carries this all the way into the offensive end, takes that shot, goes off the leg of Ian McCletchy. Picked up by Savage, fired in again, another save, and Dortona is going to hold on to that one for another faceoff in his zone. Face off to the left side of Dortona, won by the Terriers. Sam Lockwood back to play up the boards. Sanford held it in momentarily, went up in the air and got pushed out by the Terriers. Coming back, Owen Van Brocklin trying to shake off Lucas Martin. Has to go into his trapezoid. Passes up along the boards, gets into the neutral zone, swatted back by McClatchy. Ping-ponging over the blue line. It's like it's the badminton net in your backyard at your favorite 4th of July barbecue. That puck pushed back at the hash mark by Lockwood, collected by Nyberg. Philippe dumps that puck in. Excuse me, that's Devin Fay, 11. Boy, the way I don't know what I was seeing. I might need new glasses. That puck ripped into the corner by Lucas Martin, and I'm sure of that one. Grabbed by Charlie Gorman, sends this behind the net for Owen Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin lost it between his feet, recovers, sends it up from the point, fired, blocked by Evan Sanford. Loose puck collected by Colin Whitmore. Whitmore skating up. He's got 3 guys to beat now. And back-checking, Wyatt Belrose gets a piece of that puck, able to get it over to Colton Cosma. The Cause sends this around, held in by Owen Bismarck. Bismarck fires this into the corner. Cause there. He passes over to McClatchy. McClatchy goes back into the trapezoid. Cosmer moves away. McClatchy dumps this around. Connor Lamb comes out into the neutral zone. Owen Bismarck anticipating it. Picks that puck up. Passes it over to Caden Perini. Perini into the offensive end. Long shot. Save made Dortona. Rebound grab by Cameron Weinbar. Sends this all the way around for Bismarck. Bismarck centering past the Lamb. Touched over to Perini and goes wide of the net into the trapezoid. Over at the hash mark, Weinbar picks this up. Hard pass to get this to Lamb behind the net. Or Perini behind the net. Tried centering it. Not able to. Coming out with this puck now, Wyatt Belrose. Belrose over the center dot. Loses this puck as soon as he hit the slot. Picked up by Carson Barrett. Barrett passes over to Weinbar. Cameron looking. Hits Bismarck in the middle. Bismarck tried toe dragging it to get it around Cosma, and Cos is not going to fall for that one. Not today. Tyler Gay rips this out. Bismarck got a piece of it, but it goes to Fischetto. Joe, centering pass, deflected away, picked up by Cameron Weinbar. Weinbar with the soft pass to allow Busy to get set up. Bismarck over the blue lines, got Blevins on his left, gives it to him all the way across, and the shot taken by Tyler Sovey. Save made. Rebound sent behind the net by the Terriers on the far side. Quinn Hawley fires this over. Now it comes out and sneaks its way into the neutral zone, and the Cannoneers are going to have to get reset. We're more than halfway through this opening period, still scoreless here in Watertown. Sovey dumps that puck in, played behind the net by Dortona. Yeah. At the hash mark, loose puck passed over for Owen Van Brocklen. Van Brocklen fired this in, blocked and taken by the Terriers. Skating out with the puck, Colin Hines. Hines drags this around Van Brocklen and couldn't get a shot off. Chases after that puck back behind the net. Sovey able to touch it up for Blevins. Drew trying to get some space to feed Johnson. Johnson goes to the boards. Blevy over the blue line. Curls around. In deep. Goes to the trapezoid. Wraparound pass. No, not able to. Nice back checking by Colin Hines. Able to drive Blevins into that corner. Never able to release that puck. Now coming back with it, Caleb Micklin. Micklin at the blue line. Gets the puck about 1 inch over, and it comes back like that shuttlecock does at your favorite 4th of July barbecue. Skating around and picking up speed, Ian McClatchy. McClatchy slows down as the puck goes away from him. He catches up to it, top of the slot, swatted at by Evan Sanford. Now poking at that puck is Brandon Beer, sends it back behind the net, grabbed by Weinbar, fired up to Sovey. Sovey hits Mason Savage. Savage checked into the board, still has possession of that puck, sends it in deep for Dylan Johnson. Johnson leaves it behind, and there's a shot, and that is scooped up off the ice by Matt Dortona. Well, I don't know what the shots on goal are because they're not going up on the scoreboard, but it sure looks like a lot to me. Bismarck in for the face-off for JCC. Sends this over to the boards for Mason Jeeves. Jeeves sends this behind the net for Mason Savage. It's almost a rule. If your name's Mason, you have to make at least one pass to another Mason. Puck sent into the corner, picked up by Ian McClatchy. McClatchy gets this not out. Bismarck able to hold it in. Now it gets pumped out. Nick Fischetto picks it up, crosses over the center line into the ozone. Fischetto tries to squeeze through Bismarck and Barrett. Bismarck takes him out in the trapezoid, and Carson Barrett picks that puck up. Now carrying it into the neutral zone is Savage. Mason Savage into the ozone. Oh, backhand through the legs. Doesn't make it all the way through as Cosma isn't falling for that either. He's not falling for the toe drag, and he's not falling for the between-the-leg pass. Although, it sure looks like Nick Fischetto is falling. He fell into the referee. There's a shot taken by Tanner Esposito. Loose puck, Espo swinging at it. Not able to get that bouncing puck. Esposito takes this into the corner. He's got Cosma on him. Cosma, he's got his left skate on the puck, and Esposito had his stick on it, able to pass that puck off to Colin Whitmore. Whitmore battling in the far corner. Devin Fay comes away with that puck. Devin passes off to the side for Lucas Martin. Oh, he tried to hit Philip Nyberg on the far side. It caught Philip on the back skate, though. That puck fired in, saved by Avery Zenger. That would have been a sweet pass if it had hit Nyberg on the stick instead of his skate. That puck dumped in by Colin Whitmore from the center line, and he's going to skate off for a change. He must be tired because he's not skating very fast. This pass off Martin's skate to his stick, passes it back as he was losing control of it. Hunter Coughlin passes it up, stopped by Connor Lamb. Lamb to Bismarck shot, and I think Dortona got a piece of that to send it into the corner. From the corner, Bismarck checked. Nate Van Wee sends this in deep. Connor Lamb trying to carry it to the trapezoid. Kicks it for Busy. Gets swatted away by the Terriers. Nate Van Wee steps up at the circle shot. Deflected by Devin Fay. And I believe that caught the netting behind the net. We'll have a face-off in the Terrier zone. 5:40 remaining in this opening period. We are scoreless. Here's the face-off to the right side of Dortona. Face-off won by Sovey. Sovey turns, passes this back to Evan Sanford, who fires it into the far corner. Weinbar couldn't get that puck. Sanford comes over and covers for him. Sanford getting set up on his side of the neutral zone, rips this all the way down. Dortona tried stalling it in the trapezoid and does. Colton Hines comes and picks that puck up, passes it for Tyler Gay. Gay loses this at the blue line. And Colin Hines absolutely buries that Cannoneer against the boards. There's a loose puck. Oh, and Dylan Johnson, a little slow to find the biscuit. Sanford kicks out one forward, goes right back to Tyler Gay. Gay shoots this ahead and misses hockey, turned out by Weinbar. And now Sanford puts his back into the Terrier zone. This one drifts over to Weinbar. He taps it into the neutral zone, gets ripped back in by Quinn Hawley. Sanford behind the net pass. It goes over to, I think that's Sovey. There's a missed pass picked up by Dylan Johnson. Gets the biscuit this time, but loses it to Caleb Micklin. Micklin moves this forward. Sanford there, grabs it. D-to-D pass to Weinbar. Fresh off the bench is Joe Fischetto. Couldn't get that puck away. Ian McClatchy does. McClatchy coming in, backhand shot off the glove of Avery Zanger, and he covers it up like a hungry, hungry hippo for the face-off. 4:10 remaining in this opening period at the Watertown Municipal Arena. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, and I am having one heck of a good time. Bismarck with the face-off against Nick Fischetto. Pushes this puck forward for Mason Savage. Savage sends it ahead for Mason Jeeves. I told you, Mason's past to Mason. Back to Savage. He carries this into the corner. Sent around on the near side. Brandon Bierce pops this out all the way over for Fischetto. Fischetto carries this into the middle, toes it around, shot, kick, save. Avery Zanger, a rebound, cleared out by Mason Jeeves. And there's a shot taken. Savage to Jeeves into the glove of Dortona. Just over 3.5 minutes to go in the first period here. Faceoff will be to the left side of Matt Dortona. Faceoff won by the Cannoneers. Pass back to Sanford at the point. Tried moving up to the hash mark. Philip Nyberg there causing problems for him, though. Centering pass comes all the way out to Nate Van Wee at the point. Van Wee, snapshot into the glove of Dortona. Tyler Sovey in for the face-off against Devin Fay. Sovey wins. Blevins passes back to Nate Van Wee, excuse me. My other son plays with Nate's younger brother, Aiden. My older son is here playing with Nate. Drew Blevins carries this into the corner, pressed up against the boards by Cosma, pulls this puck out, passes it out to the point where Dylan Johnson is. He fires that, and then Dortona pins that up against his shoulder with his glove hand for the save. This face-off won by Sovey. Shot goes behind the net, far side. Sanford able to hold it in, puts this back into the corner, grabbed by Sovey in the trapezoid. He comes up at the far corner, hash mark, back to Sanford. Sanford over to Van Wee. Nate steps up, takes that shot. Save made, rebound, save made, and this gets pushed up by Caleb Micklin, held in by Nate Van Wee. He fires this through the slot, grabbed by Drew Blevins on the far side, sends this through the trapezoid for Sovey. Sovey sends it back to the corner for Blevins. Blevins returns it back for Tyler. Tyler puts this on net, and it gets deflected away. Coming out, Colton Cosma with this puck. Cosma in the offensive zone, and that defenseman is pushed off that puck, but coming in behind, ripping a clapper is Micklin, and he misses. Loose puck sent up to the point for Hunter Coughlin. Coughlin, short pass, and there's a shot. Deflected away, goes all the way around, out in through the neutral zone, all the way down to the corner. Matt D'Ortona pointing it out for Hunter Coughlin. Coughlin picks this up and goes behind the net. Far side now in the middle. Short pass up to Fischetto. Fischetto gives us away, carries this in, takes the shot, and save made by Avery Zenger. Just under 2 minutes to go on the clock, and we've got ourselves a really tight game. I mean, the last one was a 3-2 game, so it also was very close the whole way. Face off to the right side of Zenger. Won by Carson Barrett, sent back behind the net by Tanner Esposito. Whitmore tries firing it across. Joe Fischetto stops it at the blue line. Tried passing it to Lockwood. Lockwood almost lost it. Fischetto recovered. Now coming away, Whitmore with this puck. Steals it. He's pushed off that puck by McClatchy. Looks like a dozen or so guys back in that trapezoid. I didn't know you could fit that many in there. They must be a bunch of clowns. Like a clown car coming out of the trapezoid. Tanner Esposito carries this back behind the net. On the far side at the hash mark. Sends this up to the point. DDD pass to Weinbar. Cameron. Shot. Save made. Rebound into the slot. Picked up by Fischetto. Fischetto carries this out. Passes to Bierce. Bierce loses it. Then is able to dump that puck down. Weinbar guarding it as Barrett picks that puck up and drops it back for Cameron. Cameron Weinbar rips an icing. Or not. Yeah, no, icing. I don't know what the delay was on that whistle. Oh, they were probably waiting for me. Less than 1 minute of play remaining in the first period. Less than 1 minute remaining. Devin Fay taking the face off against Owen Bismarck. Fay wins the draw. Puck comes back. Passed over to Coughlin. Coughlin sends this puck in deep. Weinbar tries ripping this around for Gorman. Gorman gets this out into the neutral zone. Collected by Cosma. Cosma sends this into the far corner. Barrett looking to see where everybody's at. 30 seconds to go. Ends up passing this to Philip Nyberg. Nyberg, this gets deflected in the slot. Nyberg recovers. Nyberg dumps this into the corner. Goes to the trapezoid for Lucas Martin. Martin carries this over. Puck taken away by Charlie Gorman. Gorman sends this up from the point. Colin Hines sends this behind the net. Nyberg there. Tries carrying this into the corner. And that is returned right back in. Weinbar catches it. 5 seconds to go. Gives this to Barrett to burn off this time behind the net, preferably. And that'll do it. And that concludes our first period of play here at the Watertown Municipal Arena, home of the Jefferson Community College Cannoneers. While we cut the ice, don't forget to stop on by the 50-50 raffle table and see if you could be known as the person who bought the most 50-50 raffle tickets ever. It's real easy. Just keep handing them cash. Coach Obi loves money. Give him as much as you can. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, and we'll be back with fresh ice in just a few minutes. All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. Shout out. Oop. Here we go. Shout out to my sponsors, Two Broke Moms, located on North Jefferson Street in Pulaski, next to the Dollar General, the official merchandise supplier of the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence. They can put anything on anything, whether you buy it there or bring it from elsewhere. They will personalize it for you. They also have over 20 local vendors. These are local craftspeople making products and selling it on the shelves at Two Broke Moms. So you just never know what you're going to find. Every time you stop in, it's like a whole new adventure. Two Broke Moms, help us be less broke. Hashtag crazy. Top Notch Roofing, CNY.com, for all of your roofing and residential construction needs. reach out to topnotchroofingcny.com, where quality meets affordability, serving Oswego County and all points east, west, and south. Power Play Sports, located off exit 47, Interstate 81 in Watertown, New York. Your fully stocked ice hockey sporting goods store, complete with an indoor synthetic ice rink and an indoor real ice rink. Suitable for 3-on-3 challenges, games, tournaments, 3-on-3 leagues. They also hold coaching clinics, one-on-one clinics. You can be taught how to shoot or goaltend by a professional Watertown Wolves player of the Hockey Federation, or the FPHL, the Watertown Wolves. Excellent instruction over there, and they also have open skates, and you can have a birthday party. Used equipment available as well, so maybe bring your stuff in and try trading it in. Power Play Sports, exit 47, Interstate 81 in Watertown, New York. Glory Construction and Development, for all of your new building and new structure construction needs. If you're going to have it built in His glory. Serving Jefferson County and all points northeast and west. Streamside RV Park and Golf Course, a beautiful 12-hole golf course located on Tinker Tavern Road in Pulaski, New York. Stop in, it's only $1 a hole to play, and it is a very challenging course. You can find a lot of my golf balls in the woods at Streamside RV Park and Golf Course. Divots Restaurant and Bar, located inside the clubhouse at Streamside RV Park and Golf Course. For great food, cold drinks, and incredible people, stop by Divots Restaurant and Bar. Feel free to leave an open tab for me, the Dan-Dalin. Tell them I sent you. And also, coming up on Saturday, April 18th, we've got a fellow hockey family member, Kevin Burns, had a stroke in August, and he is still battling through his recovery. He's not only hockey family, he's also a local business owner. He's the owner of Affordable Auto Glass, and right now he and his family are doing their best to keep things together while he's not able to install new windshields for people. So on April 18th at the VFW on Taft Road in East Syracuse, we're holding a benefit for Kevin, and I will be emceeing the event. So we're destined to have a jolly good time as we raise funds for Kevin Burns. All right, and that will do it. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence. This is our intermission, and as the Zamboni goes by, I'm going to go get a drink. I will be back in about 5 minutes. All right, hockey time for oh, in come the Terriers. Let's make some noise for your Jefferson Community College Cannoneers. What better place to be on a Monday night than at an ice rink? So we do have some statistics. First period, shots on goal, Jefferson Community College with 15, and Thomas College Terriers with 12. So relatively close in that shots department. And we are tied at 0 in the goal department. Here we go, ready for the face-off. Drew Blevins squaring off against Devin Fay. And the Terriers win that face-off, send that puck back to their zone for Hunter Coughlin to play back over to Cosma. And it comes back to Coughlin again. He feeds this behind the net to Cos. Chris crosses, trying to hit Philip Nyberg. Not able to. Has to play it off a bank. And Carson Barrett played that right back out to Nyberg. But Nyberg dumped it in, and the Terriers had to check up on sides. While they do, Dylan Johnson coming with this puck back the other way out in front. Oh! Missed the transfer to his backhand. And returning back with the puck, Lucas Martin has his pocket picked by Johnson. And well, I guess he didn't have his pocket picked. He had his pocket hooked. And we have ourselves our first penalty of the day. Jefferson Community College penalty number 93, Dylan Johnson. 2-minute minor for hooking. Number 93, 2 minutes, hook. Time of the minor penalty, 0:40 of the second period. And this puck is cleared out of the zone by Owen Van Brocklin. Cosma going back to pick this puck up, sends it behind his net for McClatchy. McClatchy now looking to get things set up for the Terriers. Passes that puck off to Hawley. Quinn over the blue line into the O-zone. Drops this back, and McClatchy doesn't get to his position in time. Puck comes back into the neutral zone. Kaz trying to get things reset. Puck taken away. Here's Bismarck. Shot, save made. Terriers trying to come back out again. Quinn Hawley coming across the zone, sends this into the far corner. That was both a dump into the corner as well as perhaps an opportunity for McClatchy to catch up to that puck and try knocking it in the back door. McClatchy comes back, and Dortona fires this out into the neutral zone. There's a big collision at the center line between Nate Van Wee and Devin Fay. Tell you what, I would never want to run into Nate Van Wee. He's a big boy. This puck comes out for Coughlin. Coughlin feeds this over to McClatchy. Shot fired. Save made. Avery Zenger. Let's see if we can't catch that last shot again. Oh, darn it. It's not working. All right. McClatchy from the point. Short pass over for Fischetto. Fischetto sends us into the corner, comes back to McClatchy. 8 seconds remaining in the player advantage. Coughlin with it. Puck tipped away. Teams return to even strength. Sovey, had a piece of it. Devin Fay fires that in, blocked in front. There's a swing and a miss for Fischetto. This puck comes up high. Here comes Dylan Johnson, fresh out of the box, well rested, into the slot. Can't get that shot off. Colin Hines blocking him all the way. Johnson sends this up a little bit for Sovey, knocked away by the Terriers. Carson Barrett goes over to pick this puck up off the boards. From his zone, passes up for Weinbar. Weinbar at the hash mark drops this back for Mason Savage, and he loses that puck. Nick Fischetto trying to race after it, fires this across. Wait a minute, that wasn't Fischetto. Yeah, it was. Oh, Joe Fischetto now. Boy, Joe Fischetto not able to catch that puck from Nick, and I'm sure he'll hear about it. I imagine they're brothers. Here's Weinbar. Shot, save, rebound grab by Colin Hines. Hines passes this up. It's stolen by Drew Blevins, but he's checked off of that puck. Mason Jeeves dumps this puck in, and this is a little bit of sloppy hockey going on right now. This puck comes out into the neutral zone. Barrett with it. That puck gets deflected. Now push forward for Bismarck. Owen Bismarck stops at the top of the circle. Loses that puck to Quinn Hawley. Hawley coming down. Trying to get around Nate Van Wee. Does. Shot. Save. Goes back behind the net. Hawley chasing after it. Trying to catch it before it goes out. But out it comes. Cosma with it. Cosma off the boards for Tyler Gay. Gay into the offensive end. Top of the slot. Shot. Save made by Avery Zenger. Here's the face-off. I'm pretty sure that referee Mike was just waiting for the bass to drop on the song that the DJ was playing. Sam Lockwood loses this puck to Bismarck. Bismarck comes in, shot, save, and the rebound goes nowhere. Terriers trying to get it out, held in by Van Brocklin. Bismarck chasing after it. McClatchy gets it on the far side. Ian sends this high, grabbed out of the air by Mason Savage. Savage battling to keep that in the zone and does, but it comes to McClatchy. McClatchy to Martin. Martin tried sending this up for Devin Fay. Gets redirected into the corner. Fay turns and fires. Save made. Rebound. Grabbed by Mason Savage. To Bismarck. Bismarck. Oh, gets clipped. And that's going to be a tripping penalty. So glad that was so close to a knee on knee. Those are dangerous. And Philip Nyberg's going to go to the box on that one. Oh, wrong sided. We're in the second period. It's all right. I do the broadcasting and I work the camera too. And I do the PA announcing. It's a lot of work. Blevins in for the faceoff. Thomas College Terriers penalty number 26, Philippe Nyberg. 2-minute minor for tripping. Number 26, 2 minutes, trip. Time of the minor penalty, 5:25 of the second period. And it's a Cannoneer power play. Here's Weinbar with the puck into the O zone, trying to dance his way through, loses it. Puck picked up, though, by Sovey. Passes it over. It comes back to him. Sovey dumps this into the corner, goes all the way around for Johnson. Johnson actually lets it go by Weinbar. Over to Van Brocklin to Sovey. Hits his hard back to Van Brocklin, he puts this into the slot, blocked by the Terriers. Backhand by Sovey goes wide of the net. Drew Blevins plays this off the Zamboni door. Tyler Sovey sends this back up along the boards to the hash mark. Grabbed by Blevins. Blevins skates this into the trapezoid, comes up and has that puck knocked away by Hunter Coughlin. Coughlin able to clear the zone on net. Save made. Avery Zenger. Zenger is going to pass this all the way out to Mason Jeeves, who's standing on the blue line. Jeeves comes all the way around. He's pinched off that puck. Catches up to it, though. And now it gets cleared again by Ian McCletchy this time. And McCletchy took out Sovey in the process. Carson Barrett ran into some trouble. Had to feed this over to Weinbar. Weinbar brings this up on the far side. Crosses the center line. Dumps that puck in. 10 seconds remaining in the player advantage. Colin Whitmore setting it up from the point. Feeds this into Jeeves. Teams return to even strength. And there's a loose puck. And, Dylan Johnson just not able to get to it in time. Puck's in the trapezoid. Jeeves battling for it. Nyberg, fresh out of the box, not able to clear this. Weinbar trying to make a move, loses this in the circle, reaching back Mason Jeeves, and he's not able to grab it. This puck comes all the way down, played by Avery Zenger. Zenger gives this to Carson Barrett. Dylan Johnson chasing after that puck into the corner. He falls down and lays on it. I believe that's going to be an interference penalty. Oh, it's a slash. Thomas College Terriers penalty, number 19, Colin Hines. 2-minute minor for tripping. Number 19, 2 minutes, trip. Time of the minor penalty, 8:03 of the second period. And it's a Cannoneer power play. Puck comes out. Sovey sends this back in. JCC's got to check up on sides. While they do, Cosma waits and then clears the puck. Hunter Coughlin from behind. Owen Van Brocklin. Coming up with, Van Brocklin's going to let Mason Jeeves take this puck. He cycles this in front of his net, passes this all the way across for Drew Blevins. Blevins fires this hard at Sovey. Sovey loses this to Coughlin. Picked up Nate Van Wee. Van Wee coming in, backhand shot, save made. Coughlin receives this rebound and clears this all the way down the length of the ice. Owen Van Brocklin back to get it. Through the middle, hits Sovey. Sovey switches places with him, cycles this around in his zone. Now he skates up over the center line. Sovey loses that puck at the blue line. And Mason Jeeves has got to wait for him to come on out before he dumps that puck in. And he does. Cosma waits. Missed the pass to Tyler Gay. Goes all the way down to Weinbar. We've got 28 seconds remaining in the player advantage for JCC. We'd like to see him with a couple more shots. Here comes Johnson. And he's taken out again. Mason Savage not able to get enough of that puck, and it gets cleared by Tyler Gay. Cameron Weinbar back to pick the puck up again. 5 seconds to go in the power play. And that puck is iced. The teams return to even strength. Oh. We're saying no icing. And so the officials are going to have a face-off at center ice. Tanner Esposito taking that face-off. Won by the Terriers. Picked up on the far side by Hunter Coughlin. Feeds this forward. And Weinbar swings and misses. Devin Fay sends this puck into the trapezoid. Weinbar catches up to it, passes this puck out to Charlie Gorman. Gorman gets us into the neutral zone, but McClatchy grabs it and feeds this over to Coughlin. Coughlin back to McClatchy, up to Nyberg. Nyberg dumps this puck in. Weinbar picks it up behind his goal from the trapezoid. Short pass out to Gorman. Gorman from the blue line hits Colin Whitmore on the far side. Whitmore is outskated by the puck, and he turns it over. Terriers coming back with it. Lucas Martin has this puck deflected away, stays in the zone. Whitmore with it. Whitmore loses that stick handling, but Barrett able to hold that in, and I thought I was going to announce a goal there, but I'm not. Coughlin comes around on the near side, skates us up in the circle, leads Lucas Martin, and Evan Sanford grabs that puck and dumps it back. Stalled behind the net by Dortona, picked up by McClatchy. He fires it around on the near side, centered by Nyberg, able to get that puck out, and there's a shot and a save. Rebound, overskated by Devin Fay. And we get ourselves a whistle. What a play. What a save by Avery Zenger. Coming up big for the Cannoneers. 8:38 to go. And, oh, Sanford in for a penalty. Yeah, the heat's on too high in here. Jefferson Community College minor penalty on number 7, Evan Sanford. Time of the 2-minute minor penalty, 11:22 of the second period. Ozma passes this puck up, makes its way to Caleb Micklin. Micklin takes this over to the hash marks, looking to set it up, passes back to Cosma, over to McClatchy. McClatchy shot, save. Oh, no, block. Cosma steps in, back to McClatchy, back to Cosma. Cosma fires this all the way across to Nick Fischetto. Nick not able to get his stick on it in time, has to get this reset to McClatchy. McClatchy's pass or shot goes off of Savage, and this is grabbed by Nate Van Wee, and he fires that on net. Save made by Dortona. Pushes this puck right out into the neutral zone for Cosma. Cosma carries this up, passed into the slot, picked up by Tyler Gay. He turns, shoots wide. Back behind the net, Carson Barrett and Owen Van Brocklin trying to get that puck, pulling it out. Quinn Hawley sends this over to the corner. Drew Blevins carries it there. Blevins gets this out into the neutral zone. Hunter Coughlin turns it back up for Quinn Hawley. Popped into the zone by Tyler Gay. Gay at the hash mark has this knocked away by Owen Van Brocklin. Back up at the point now for Coughlin. Coughlin sends this back to the top of the circle. Shot by Tyler Gay is saved. Back up for Coughlin again. This time he's going to shoot, and that went in. That's a goal. Hunter Coughlin with the goal, the power play goal. Thomas College goal scored by number 10, Hunter Coughlin, assisted by number 6, Quinn Hawley, from 17, Tyler Gay. Time of the Thomas College Terriers goal, 13:02 of the second period. And the Terriers lead 1-0. Centering pass gets deflected off of Weinbar's stick, falls down, held in by Coughlin. Weinbar chases it into the corner. Nick Fischetto over there as well. As puck is held in at the point by Lucas Martin. Fires it towards the slot. Gets blocked. Weinbar feeds this up for Savage. Mason Savage carries this into the offensive end. He's got Mason Jeeves with him. Loses this puck in the corner to Joe Fischetto. Takes it back, though. Savage tried to center it as he was taken down. Coughlin catches this puck and gives it to Nick Fischetto. Fischetto, a one-on-two, trying to get around Evan Sanford, and you're not going to do it like that. That pass goes back behind the net. Near side, grabbed by, I think, Owen Van Brocklin. Feeds this up to Dylan Johnson. Johnson with the shot and a big save. Huge save by Dortona. How did he do it? That puck held in by Weinbar, shot by Mason Jeeves, blocked in front. Weinbar back to Jeeves. Jeeves back to Weinbar. Weinbar misses the pass, then he recovers and sends it again. Evan Sanford fires that at the net. Dortona reached up with his blocker. Hard to tell if he got a piece of it or not. Back in, and the short side shot is pinned up against the post by Matt Dortona. That was the save of the day. Not going to do it like that. That pass goes back behind the net. Near side, grabbed by.
Are we able to see it
Owen
here?
Van
Look,
Brocklin feeds this up to Dylan
There's
Johnson.
the shot.
Johnson with the
Back
shot and a
Odie,
big
his paddle
save.
knocked it out of the air.
What a save by Dortona. Tyler Sovey in for the faceoff, won by JCC. Dylan Johnson picks that puck up, circles around, tries centering it, misses. Drew Blevins grabs it, fires that shot. Another save by Dortona. Well, the faceoff on this side of Matt. Just under 5 minutes to go in this second period. Terriers strike first with a 1-0 lead. Face-off won by the Terriers. Johnson to Sovey. Shot, save, rebound, comes up high. Barrett over to Van Brocklin. He tries popping this back into the slot. Grabbing it, though, Quinn Hawley sends this out. Hawley trying to battle, pushes it into the middle for Tyler Gay. Gay back to Hawley. Hawley over the blue line. Shot fired, save made. Rebound picked up by Tyler Sovey. Sovey fires this around. Blevins misses it. Shot by McClatchy. Goes back behind the net. Carson Barrett there. Barrett passed it to Ian McClatchy, it looks like. McClatchy over to Cosma. Cosma back to McClatchy. McClatchy skates this up, hits Drew Blevins, and that would be offsides if he touches it again, but he does not. McClatchy comes up from the center line, dumps this puck in. To avoid the icing, Barrett sends it back for Sovey at the half board. Sovey off the boards, up for Mason Jeeves. Jeeves carries this out, has it taken away by Joe Fischetto. Sends it back into the JCC zone. Carson Barrett has Caleb Micklin keeping him honest. So Barrett goes into his trapezoid, catches his breath, and comes right out in the middle of the ice with this puck. Hits Tyler Sovey. Sovey carries this into the offensive zone. Comes over to the top of the slot and runs into a crowd of Terriers. We got ourselves a delayed penalty. And it's a hold on Tyler Sovey. Jefferson Community College penalty, number 13, Tyler Sovey, 2-minute minor for holding. Number 13, 2 minutes, hold. Time of the minor penalty, 16:31 of the second period. This puck comes out into the neutral zone. Coughlin tried gloving it down, has to chase after it. Coughlin carries this back behind his net. 30 seconds have expired on the penalty kill. Colin Hines with this puck at the blue line, sends this all the way around onto the near side. Weinbar trying to clear it, held in by Fischetto. Gets by him, though, and Tanner Esposito able to knock that out through the neutral zone. Recovered by the Terriers. Fischetto, Joe Fischetto, passes it to Nick Fischetto. Comes back to Joe. Sorry, there it is.
Dan-Dalin Hines. This gets deflected away onto the far side. Here's a breakout pass for Weinbar, and he misses it. And Dortona is going to send it by him. Hines coming out with this puck, passes it over to Hunter Coughlin. Coughlin feeds this up for Sam Lockwood. Right? Is that a 5 or a 9? No, that's a 5. That's Nick Fischetto. Excuse me. I don't think Lockwood's even playing. There's a one-timer from Caleb Micklin. Nice save by Zenger. This puck comes out, gets by Ian McClatchy. Coughlin picks it up and feeds it for McClatchy ahead of him. He had Savage coming on, so he dropped this back for Hunter. McClatchy, one touch. And coming around with this puck, Quinn Hawley. Cameron Weinbar lost that puck. And we have a hand pass. So that'll give us a face-off in the neutral zone. So it was a little tough for me to see. For those of you that haven't watched the stream from here, I've got this giant post, which is directly in my line of sight of the goalie here, because I'm standing behind this camera. It's the worst position that post could possibly be, but I guess it holds the glass up. Maybe that's important. Caleb Micklin passes this puck across for Colton Kozma. Kozma back to Micklin. Micklin misses it. Drew Blevins over, grabs this puck, and the teams have evened up. Carson Barrett back to Tyler Sovey. Sovey from the slot shot that gets knocked down by McClatchy. Fired back in, save made by Dortona. And we've got a hold against Caleb Micklin. Jefferson Community College is really cool. Thomas College penalty number 2, Caleb Micklin, 2-minute minor for holding. Number 2, 2 minutes hold. Time of the minor penalty, 18:52 of the second period. And it's a Cannoneer power play. It's a shot and a save and a whistle. I saw the goalie's hand come up. I don't know if I think the net came off. Net has been replaced. The face-off in the neutral zone. And that face-off won by Owen Bismarck. Busy going after it. Sent up, and Weinbar not able to hold that at the blue line. Comes back into the neutral zone with this puck. Skates it into the offensive end at the hash mark now. Takes it into the corner, passes it out in front, and there's nothing but Terriers there. Speaking of Terriers, Caleb Micklin chasing after that puck. Avery Zenger sends this over to the side, the opposite way that Micklin went, and that'll do it. That concludes our second period of play here at the Watertown Municipal Arena, home of the Cannoneers. After 2 periods of play, it is Thompson College 1, Jefferson Community College 0. We'll have the winner for the 50-50 raffle momentarily, so now's your last chance, last call for the 50-50 raffle. Get them while you can. All right, so that's 2 periods, and we'll be right back.
Or make some noise if you want to see some shark action. It's time for your Cannoneers. All right, here we go. Cannoneers lining up, getting ready. Bismarck taking the face off against Devin Fay. And the Cannoneers win that draw. Cameron Weinbar with the puck, takes it back into his own zone, passes it up for Mason Savage. Savage carries this into the offensive zone, goes back behind the net looking for somebody to pass to. He's going to give it to Weinbar at the point. Weinbar back to Savage, and this gets knocked out by Fay. He's going to chase and race after it, and that's going to get played by Avery Zenger. He rips this all the way around near side, pops out, and Dylan Johnson feeds this to Savage. Savage attacked at the blue line. Johnson with the puck. Takes this in deep. Tries centering that pass, and it gets deflected away by, I think that was Philip Nyberg. Or, no, that was Cosma. That was Colton Cosma. Puck turned back. I only have one camera up here. These guys don't know that. And the teams return to even strength. Centering pass is held onto by Matt Dortona for the save and the faceoff. Second period shots on goal. Jefferson Community College with 16 shots in the second period for a grand total of 31. Thomas College with 12 shots in the second period for a total of 24. But shots don't count. It's goals that we keep track of. Goals determine the game. That gets dumped in by Tyler Sovey. Picked up by Ian McClatchy. McClatchy coming around on the near side. Crosses over the center line, sends that in on net, and Zenger was contemplating letting it go, but McClatchy first one back there, so Avery covered it up for the faceoff. Caleb Micklin taking the faceoff against Bismarck. Busy gets this over to Van Wee. Van Wee goes down. Colin Whitmore able to get this puck out, held in by McClatchy, and then knocked back out. Oh, turned over, though, and turned over again. Nate Van Wee moves this to the middle over the blue line, and winding up for that shot as his stick lifted by Quinn Hawley. Hawley ended up passing it right to Carson Barrett. Barrett tried hitting Bismarck, hit the wrong 19. It went to Colin Hines instead. Bismarck battling, gets this puck back, sends it to Colin Hines. Colin off the boards to Barrett. Barrett fires this forward. That missed Whitmore, and that's going to be an icing. Or no. Or yes. I didn't hear the whistle because I was talking. Faceoff will be to the right side of Avery Zenger. Sliding in for the Terriers, Nick Fischetto. Facing off against Owen Bismarck. Fischetto, Nick wins this one, and it gets by Hunter Coughlin. He's going to have to skate this back into his own zone so the Terriers can get themselves established. Cosma back to Coughlin. Coughlin carries this puck up into the neutral zone. Tried dishing it off for Brandon Bierce. Bierce had to come back and dump that puck in. Carson Barrett picks it up for the Cannoneers. Carson, that hit the roof. And this is a pretty high roof. So we'll have a face-off back where the puck left the ice, next to Avery Zenger. Nick Fischetto and Drew Blevins. Blevins pulls this puck back in the trapezoid, picked up by the Terriers. Take it to the corner, send it back to the trapezoid. Evan Sanford cuts off Nick Fischetto. Joe Fischetto comes over, got that puck. Nick back to Joe again. Joe back to Nick. Nick misses it. The clapper from Coughlin goes wide.
Coming out, Dylan Johnson with this puck. Johnson trying to force his way through and misses the net. That goes off the glass. Coming out with it, Nick Fischetto. Nick skates this puck up. Goes around Sanford. Sanford gets a piece of it. Loose puck at the hash mark, ripped around by Blevins. Drew feeds this out, and it goes to Colin Hines. Hines has it taken away by Dylan Johnson. Johnson. Shot. Oh, and that went off the post. Chased down by Owen Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin passes this across to Sovey. Sovey crisscrosses it to nobody. McClatchy moves this puck up, dumps it in. Owen Van Brocklin takes this in through his trapezoid on the near side, turns around, and sends this back for Evan Sanford. Sanford, hard pass up to Sovey, not able to catch it, and Philip Nyberg almost brought that back in. McClatchy grabs this in the center circle and dumps it in back behind the goal. Van Brocklin fires this out for Mason Savage, who turns and rips this puck all the way down for another icing call. So here's the face-off between Devin Fay and Owen Bismarck. Sanford and Owen Van Brocklin switch sides. Puck comes to Sanford. Sandman sends this all the way around for Mason Jeeves. Jeeves hits Savage. Savage tried to go by. He ends up dumping Colin Hines, but loses the puck in the process. Terriers, nice saucer pass off the boards for Lucas Martin, but Carson Barrett gets to it first. Martin battling, has his stick on it, trying to get the shot off, and does, off the side of the net. Comes up along the board. Savage trying to poke it out past McClatchy, and carrying the puck out is Bismarck. Owen Bismarck on the right side. Drops this puck off at the blue line. Passed across for Savage. Savage misses it. Busy picks it up, gives it back to Mason. Fires that, gets deflected. That's Mason Jeeves now. Puts this across. Tic-tac-toeing across. Backhand shot. And a full split save. Avery Zenger. And I think we can watch that one again. Fires that, gets deflected. Puck came up, grabbed by Tyler Gay. Puts this across. Feeds this all the way across. And here's the nice lead for Hawley. Across. And look at that shot. Full and split done by Avery Zenger to make that save. Oh, he knocks that one out of the air with his glove, and it comes all the way out into the neutral zone for Colton Kozma. Kozma passes it up, or tries passing it up for Quinn Hawley. Hawley misses it. Puck goes all the way down. Van Brocklin leaves it back for Nate Van Wee. Van Wee skates this up on the far side. Nate into the neutral zone, dumps his puck into the corner. He's going to go to work himself after it, or try to anyway. Puck gets knocked away. Coming back with it, Caleb Micklin. Micklin sends this ahead to the corner, chases after it. Centering pass! Oh, and it's blocked! Diving out, Avery Zenger covers up the puck before he kicks the net off. What a play by Zenger. Not sure. Didn't catch the instant replay. Not sure what I did wrong there. Wanted to see who was leaning on that. I think it was Micklin that, he passed that puck up, and I think it may have been Quinn Hawley that was trying to stuff it in, but just couldn't get it. Savage loses that puck to Quinn. Hawley sends this down the ice. Carson Barrett going after it. Barrett falls down. There's a shot. Misses the net. Caleb Micklin. Puck held in by Koska. Fed out to Evan Sanford. Sanford coming down with this puck. And the Sandman fires that. Goes off the stick of Hunter Coughlin. Falls into the slot. Savage feeds this over. Barrett fires this back in towards the slot. Deflected away. Coughlin picks it up. Fires this out for Brandon Bierce. Bierce into the O-zone. Winds up for the clapper. Went right off the stick of Owen Bismarck, who was standing right in front of him. So not much aim, but a lot of force puts that puck out of play. We'll have a face-off to the left side of Avery Zenger. 13:29 remaining in this game. 1-0, the Terriers with the lead. Nick Fraschetto with the face-off. It's won by Tanner Esposito. Sends us behind the net for Charlie Gorman. Gorman, soft pass out for Colin Whitmore. Almost turned over because of that. Gorman able to send that in, but it's knocked out by Colin Hines. Touched ahead by Nick Fraschetto, picked up, though, by Owen Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin from his trapezoid. Passes this puck up to Nate Van Wee. Van Wee loses it to Joe Fraschetto. Joe gives it back to Nick. Nick trying to figure skate there. Whitmore trying to get it out. Gets turned back. Nate Van Wee battling against two Terriers. Got Joe and Nick on him. It's like he's at a family reunion. Esposito comes away with this puck. Gives it to Van Brocklin, who dives after it. And we're back to sloppy hockey. Ian McClatchy sends that in. Whitmore. Huge check on McClatchy in the process. Lucas Martin coming out with this puck. Passes it ahead to Joe Fraschetto. Gets turned over. Back into the neutral zone. Colin Hines tries playing it. And we have too many players, or... Too many players or unsportsmanlike. I can't quite tell. It almost looked like the players on the bench were reaching out and interfering with the play on the ice. You can't do that. Thompson College penalty, bench minor for too many players on the ice. Penalty served by number 5, Nick Fraschetto. Time of the minor penalty, 7:46 of the third period, and it's a Cannoneer power play. It's going to be an even bigger power play now. Thomas College penalty, number 19, Colin Hines. 2-minute minor for holding. Number 19, 2 minutes, hold. Time of the minor penalty, 8:10 of the third period. And it's an even bigger power play. Shot by Johnson, it's a goal! And JCC still on the power play. Jefferson Community College power play goal scored by number 93, Dylan Johnson. Assisted by number 71, Mason Savage. From number 19, Owen Bismarck. 93 from 71 from 19. Time of the Jefferson Community College Cannoneers power play goal, 8:32 of the third period. Drew Blevins in deep. 1:14 remaining on this second power play. Shot fired by Weinbar goes just wide of the net. Grabbed by Blevins, and that net is off. We got ourselves a pretty good, a nice representation. Jefferson Community College student section over there, down by Matt Dortona. I'm sure they're sharing nice thoughts with Matt. Battle for this puck after the faceoff, held in by Weinbar, fed over to Bismarck. Weinbar feeds this across to Savage. Shot fires, save made. Drew Blevins picks this loose puck up, sends this over to the side. Busy back to Johnson. Johnson skates this up to the top of the circle, across for Savage. Savage was not ready for that at all. And this puck, he passes it across, and it comes out of the zone. Johnson recovers, sends this in. Hunter Coughlin picks it up, tries feeding it out, and it makes its way right to Tyler Gay. Tyler Gay coming in, a little lopsided, sends that puck into the corner, gets pressed up against the boards by that guy, by Johnson. Here's Drew Blevins, centering pass, and nobody to get it. Tyler Gay grabs that puck, and he sends it down the length of the ice. 8 seconds remaining in the player advantage for JCC. And the teams return to even strength. Colin Hines skates across to go onto the bench. That puck stolen by Van Brocklin. Fed back. Sovey misses that pass. Didn't make a tight enough turn for it. Joe Fischetto carries this in. It gets knocked away by Owen Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin checks Fischetto against the boards and comes away with the puck. Owen passes this up for Sovey. Sovey tic-tac-toes this out to Mason Jeeves. Jeeves cycling around at the blue line. Fires this up shot and a goal! Tyler Sovey with the goal! And just like that, JCC takes the lead. Tic-tac-toes this out to Mason Jeeves. Jeeves cycling around at the blue line. Fires this up, and Sovey with the shot and the goal. Jefferson Community College goal scored by number 13, Tyler Sovey. Assisted by number 18, Mason Jeeves. 13 from 18, Sovey from Jeeves. Time of the Jefferson Community College Cannoneers go-ahead goal, 10:47 of the third period. This puck comes out and goes long, grabbed by Hunter Coughlin. He sends this up for Brandon Bierce. Bierce loses that in his footing. I lost it behind this post. Cameron Weinbar found it. He takes that shot deflected off of Bierce's stick back into the trapezoid, now sent over to the corner. Bierce comes back, feeds this out, and this is collected by Owen Van Brocklin in neutral zone. He tried dumping it into the corner, but Bierce able to grab it out of the air, passes it back to McClatchy. Held in there. Weinbar backhands this over, and Savage with the shot and a save by Matt Dortona. Savage with the... Oh, you know what? I must have waited too long. And that student section kicking it up a notch. Drew Blevins in for the faceoff against Devin Fay. Puck comes back, played by Evan Sanford. There's another save by Matt Dortona. Faceoff comes back to Carson Barrett. Barrett fires it from the top of the slot, wide of the net. Drew Blevins tries feeding this in, and Dortona tripped over the stick of Colton Cosma. Cosma lost his stick. Tortona, I think, stepped on it with his skate, fell backwards, and just knocked the net off. Drew Blevins in for the face-off against Fay again. Puck picked up by Dylan Johnson. He tries cutting back to stuff it in, and I believe Tortona has that pinned against the post. 7:42 remaining in this game. 2-1. JCC with the lead. Those two penalties certainly a turning point in the game. Blevins pushes that puck forward. It goes right to Cosma. He fires this off the near boards, and we've got ourselves a discussion. Whoops. I'm pretty sure they're fighting over which is better, Coke or Pepsi. Wow, that looked a little unnecessary as Sylvie went over to attack Sam Lockwood. Right? Was that number 9? So we'll see what the officials come up with for that one. I'm going to go outside and find out what happened here. There's a shot and a save. Loose puck, top of the crease, gets fired at, goes over the goal into the corner. I barely found out anything with those penalties. Let's see. Oh, I don't know where'd that puck go. Gets deflected, goes into the corner. Picked up by Tyler Gay. Gay sends this to the point. McClatchy feeds us across. The one-timer missed by Quinn Hawley. Jefferson Community College penalty number 88, Drew Blevins. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct and a 10-minute misconduct. Penalties being served by number 22, Bailey Dallin. Everybody loves Bailey. This puck goes all the way down. 6:21 to go in the game. 44 seconds remaining in the penalty. Ian McClatchy feeds this puck out. It's a missed pass picked up by Owen Bismarck. Bismarck fires this across, goes off the skate of Evan Sanford to Nick Frichetto. Nick passes that puck back to Devin Fay. Fay across to Nick. Nick over the blue line, but Devin crossed first. Oh no, that's an offsides. Face off between Cameron Weinbar and Devin Fay. Puck comes into the neutral zone. Coughlin plays this out into the middle. Joe Fischetto picks this puck up. Shot, save. Rebound cleared to the side by Owen Van Brocklin. Picked up by Nick Fischetto. Nick back to Coughlin. Coughlin fires this into the corner for Joe Fischetto. Joe skates this up now. Goes back. Being poked at by Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin trying to finish off his check. Coughlin from the point back into Joe Fischetto's shot. And a save made by Avery Zenger. Avery having a nice chat with the official. Caleb Micklin taking the face-off against Tyler Sovey. Sovey pulls this over to Nate Van Wee. Battle against the board. Sovey tries pushing this up, and it is held in by Hunter Coughlin. So hard to tell what's going on underneath there. Tyler Sovey comes away with this puck, gets into the offensive end, shot and a save. Rebound comes all the way out. Owen Van Brocklin chasing after it, taking his time. Teams have returned to even strength. Sovey carrying this puck up, has it taken away by Caleb Micklin. Micklin on the far side, shot off the paddle of Zenger into the corner. Tyler Gay trying to play that out. Turned over. Oh, turned back over. Coughlin feeds this over to Micklin. Shot and a goal. A bottle popper for Caleb Micklin. And we have a tie game here. Thomas College goal scored by number 2, Caleb Micklin, assisted by number 10, Hunter Coughlin. 2 from 10. Time of the Thomas College Terriers goal, 15:15 of the third period. And we got ourselves a whole new hockey game. This puck knocked down by Savage, grab by McClatchy, fired forward, and this gets tried to get dumped in by Lucas Martin. Martin following it up. Weinbach gets this back to Sanford. Sanford feeds this out, intended for Bismarck. Bismarck misses it. Philip Nyberg passes this back to Cosma. Cosma up off the near boards. Nice bank pass to Lucas Martin. Martin over the blue line. Centering pass is deflected away by Evan Sanford. Off the backboard, Sanford hands this off to Weinbar. Weinbar, long pass for Bismarck. Bismarck, poor job receiving that pass. He's done better. Busy with the shot, and a save by Mac Dortona. 3:42 remaining in regulation. This is anybody's game now. Each team with a power play goal and an even strength goal. Johnson with the shot. And the officials are going to talk. The net moved, but did the puck go in first? Pretty sure it's going to be a no goal. Yeah, I don't even know. Maybe the puck didn't go in at all. But the net certainly moves. So we'll have a face-off. Sovey wins that draw Puck grabbed by Dylan Johnson, and he passes this out to Nate Van Wee. Van Wee was in the neutral zone because he thought that puck was being turned over. Yeah, tried hitting Sovey, gets deflected away. Coming up, Colin Hines. Hines into the slot, knocked off that puck by Nate Van Wee. Sovey trying to swat that out, and out it comes through the legs of Hunter Coughlin. Back, Quinn Hawley plays this up. Sovey knocks this back into the zone, and that comes back out with Quinn. Now dumped in by Dylan Johnson. Back behind the net, stalled there by Matt Dortona for Colin Hines to pick up. Hines passes this up to Hunter Coughlin, who gives it right to the number 10 on the other team, Owen Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin dumps that in, makes sure it stays in, and he's going to go off for a change. Full ice change for the Cannoneers as soon as Dylan Johnson goes off the ice. And that's an icing. So Johnson will go off, and fresh legs are all on the ice for JCC. Nobody on the ice right now has been on the ice for more than 7 seconds. Timeout called by Jefferson Community College. So interesting time for Coach Ledoux to call a timeout. Obviously must be putting together some sort of a play. Shots on goal, 43 for Jefferson Community College, 39 for Thomas College. I tell you, been with JCC for the 3 years that this hockey team has been reestablished. This is the third go-round over like the last 84 years or something like that for a hockey team at Jefferson Community College. It's a tall challenge, I find, or I would expect a 2-year school matching up against 4-year schools. So the seniors on Thomas College, for example, have been playing with some of these guys, right, for 4 years, whereas Jefferson Community College, you only get 2 years to play, and that's it. Not a lot of time to form together, so incredible amount of accolade deserved to the coaching staff of Jefferson Community College. This puck pushed ahead by Tyler Sovey. Played around by Thomas College. Tyler Gay, hard time getting it out, but does get it to Quinn Hawley. Hawley takes us into the offensive end, centering passes blocked by Weinbar, and he accidentally ices the puck. .220 remaining in this game. 2-2 is the score. Caleb Micklin taking the face-off against against Bismarck. Busy wins. Puck comes all the way around. Oh, Savage doesn't come back for the puck, but the puck found its way to him. He's able to get it up to Dylan Johnson. Johnson leaning in. Puck comes back. Shot fired. Deflected into the side. And we're going to get a penalty against Dylan Johnson. He's getting rung up for holding. .205 in regulation, 2 minutes in the penalty. This is not what Coach Ledoux drew up during the timeout. I can assure you that. Jefferson Community College penalty, number 93, Dylan Johnson, 2-minute minor for holding, number 93, 2 minutes, hold. Time of the minor penalty, 17:55 of the third period. McClatchy with the shot, save, rebound. Loose. It gets popped over the net in the trapezoid. Coming around with it on the near side, Joe Frichetto passes it out to Coughlin. Coughlin shot, save, rebound shot, and it's somewhere underneath Avery Zenger using his belly button to make the save. Absolutely incredible. Both goalies have been outstanding. This faceoff won by the Terriers. McClatchy's shot gloved down by Zenger. He smashes it right down onto the ice. Puck comes back. McClatchy off the board for Joe Frichetto. Sends this across to Hunter Coughlin. Coughlin centering pass gets deflected. He recovers it. Gives it to McClatchy. McClatchy fires it in. Stopped by Barrett. Goes back behind the net for Philip Nyberg. Nyberg takes it to the corner. Up to McClatchy. And we've got an interference penalty. And I believe Nate Van Wee's going to go to the box. And we're going to... Or no, is it the other way? Oh, it is the other way. Oh, okay. I saw Nate Van Wee shrug his shoulders. So we're going to finish regulation. Well, almost. The Cannoneers will have a 5-second power play at the end of this game. This is going to be a thrilling end to regulation. 4-on-4 hockey. Thomas College penalty, number 11, Devin Fay. Oh! It's a power play! Jefferson Community College goal scored by number 71, Mason Savage, unassisted. Number 71, unassisted. Time of the Cannoneer goal, 18:51 of the third period. Less than 1 minute of play remaining in regulation. Final minute of play. So, wow, I didn't even see that. We got a timeout. Let's see if my instant replay worked. Timeout, Thomas College Terriers. This gives you time to rest those vocal cords and get ready to cheer when we drop this puck in a minute. Let's see. This is going to be a thrilling end to regulation. 4-on-4 off the face-off from that penalty. Thomas College penalty, number 11, Devin Fay. Oh, it's a wraparound and a goal scored by number 71, Mason Savage. Took that puck off the faceoff, back behind the net, through the trapezoid, and a tight wraparound against the post to put it in the net. Doesn't have to be pretty to be a win. W's are always pretty. 44 seconds remaining in regulation, 40 seconds remaining in the penalty against Dylan Johnson. "44 seconds remaining. 44 seconds of Cannoneers. Face-off won by Thomas College. Push forward battle sent back. Caleb Micklin takes it to the trapezoid. It's taken away by Savage. Mason dumps this back into the corner. Carson Barrett after it. And he's just going to hold that up against the corner and try to burn as much time as he can. 25 seconds to go. Puck is loose. They don't even know it. McClatchy comes over and picks it up. McClatchy skates this out in through the neutral zone. 2-on-3. Drops this off for Caleb Micklin. Micklin tried to get it back to McClatchy. It's taken away by Tyler Sovey in the trapezoid. Comes out, McClatchy shot, diving after it. Avery Zenger with the shoulder save on the ice.
is Dylan Johnson, and it's a JCC win. And that concludes an exciting finish to an exciting game here at the Watertown Municipal Arena. This one ends in a Cannoneer victory! The JCC Cannoneers with 3, Thomas College Terriers with 2. This is the same score as the last time these two teams met back on Halloween. We'd like to thank everyone for coming out here today. Please remember to pick up your immediate area, including cell phones, chargers, trash, and small children. Please take them with you. We don't need any more of them here. The next home game for your Jefferson Community College Cannoneers is Sunday, January 25th, 7 p.m. puck drop as the University at Albany comes to town, and that will be the JCC Sophomore Night, where we will be honoring our graduating sophomores. Thank you all for coming out here, everyone. Get home safely, please. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day. All right. Thank you all for watching. I've enjoyed my time here. Hopefully you've enjoyed this experience on AAU Plus. Now that you're registered, you can watch all sorts of AAU games and follow along with how the league is progressing. Championships are going to begin on March 6th down in Jacksonville, Florida. The Cannoneers, should they make it, which they should since they're in first place in their division, will be that second weekend, the 11th through the 13th, I believe it is, for the D3 of the AAU National Championships. From Watertown Municipal Arena, it's a 3-2 win for Jefferson Community College. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day, make it a great day.